How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. And here at 2A News Now, you get your Second Amendment news straightforward and to the point with no BS added in. In the past 4 days, I haven't posted any videos, but I did post in text form on YouTube what's been going on. First 3 days that I didn't make a video because I ended up by getting a really bad cold. And it wasn't the vid because I took a home test and it came back negative. But it's one of those colds that makes you very tired and you feel really run down. And then yesterday, I was going to make a video. I was feeling a little bit better, but still not the best. But also yesterday, we had some workers in our basement putting up some drywall. Of course, with screw guns and all the other stuff that they're using, they were making a lot of noise. But my plan was to make a video after they were done. But after they were done, the internet wasn't working. And when we went downstairs, I saw that they unplugged everything for the internet, which is of course what they needed to do to put the drywall in. And they didn't even plug it back in. So I plugged it back in, and the internet still wasn't working. And what we'd figured out they had done is the wire that came in from outside into the house, they let it fall down into the wall. And we had to fish it out. Then we were able to get internet, but it wasn't until later in the evening. Alright, enough of that. Let's get into today's video. California continues to ignore the Supreme Court Bruen decision. But of course, it's just not only them, it's other states. But let's take a look at what's going on in California. As we all know, there's a crisis brewing in Texas at the border. The state is trying to stem the tide of illegal immigration, and the Biden White House seems determined to encourage it. To say the least, the Supreme Court made a lot of people mad when they told the state of Texas they couldn't keep the feds from cutting the razor wire being used to prevent illegal immigration. Needless to say, though, a lot of people on the left, which includes the vast majority of anti-gunners, are celebrating the Supreme Court right now. They love it even though they don't actually understand what the court actually said. And yet while they seem all about the rule of law and think Texas replacing the razor wire is ignoring the court, at least in spirit as they see it, they routinely and really ignore the court on guns, especially California. The new year saw the customary barrage of new California gun control laws. The most appalling is Senate Bill 2, which is a rebellious reaction to last year's U.S. Supreme Court ruling, New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruen. SB 2 has nothing to do with criminals. Rather, it selectively targets only one group, holders of a license to carry a concealed firearm for self-defense, or a CCW. SB 2 is one of a flurry of statutes rushed into law by California and a few other states, whose purpose is to openly defy Bruen, which confirms that the and bear arms part of the Second Amendment means what it says. Already these Bruen tantrum laws are being struck down in federal court appeals. SB 2 is now partially enjoined pending appeal. But the purpose of these laws are clear. First, to make California an even more dangerous legal minefield for gun owners, and second, to signal defiance of the Supreme Court. It's obvious by now that California state officials have no intention of respecting our nation's highest court. They must be compelled at long last to honor the civil right that is the second one listed in our Bill of Rights. And yes, there is a precedent. Meanwhile, a lot of people who support all of California's anti-gun laws are screaming their support for the Supreme Court decision on Texas. Little as they understand it, for the record, Texas was simply enjoined from keeping feds off of federal land. Nothing said they couldn't put the razor wire back after the feds left. It's also kind of sadly hilarious that these are often the same people who declared this very Supreme Court illegitimate after the Bruen and Dobbs decisions. They're the same people that try to stretch Bruen to mean whatever they want it to mean. They disagreed with the ruling, and now they try to conform to what they figure is the letter of the ruling, but not the spirit. Anti-gunners are routinely hypocritical in many ways, but this sudden veneration of the Supreme Court, all based on a poor understanding of it, while simultaneously ignoring previous rulings, may well be the most bizarre thing no one had on their 2024 bingo card. Like I said, California and other states as well continue to ignore the Bruen decision. If you will, dance around it with their sensitive places rulings that make it virtually impossible to carry in some cities and states. As always, I would really like to hear your thoughts about today's video in the comment section. And I appreciate everybody's support with the channel. You guys continue to crush it by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and hitting those post notifications. And I invite everybody back to watch my next video.